What's up, Hoop Center? In today's video, we will be filling out the latest Joe Lenardi 2025 bracket predictions. I know you all have been wanting this. There is analytics to this, which I like. So yeah, let's get started. First up, Iowa State versus Marist. Let's go Iowa State here, because Iowa State, I just like Iowa State. I think their team is very successful with that one guy, that European guy who's supposed to get drafted. I like him. Marist, gotta give props to them. I just don't think they're not good enough to be Iowa State. Georgia, Ohio State. I am taking the 9-seeded Ohio State. I like Ohio State here. I think Aaron Bradshaw is a very good player. He may have not been having a great year, but I think he will turn it on and beat Georgia also. I know S.N. Newell is on Georgia, but I'm not really feeling Georgia this year. I got them winning. 5 versus 12, we've got Michigan State Furman. I know you should always pick the 12s. I like Furman, but Tom Izzo magic taking Michigan State here. Michigan State, like I said, Tom Izzo. They got Jace Richardson. I think the main reason I'm picking them is because they have Tom Izzo, best coach. Apparently, this might be his last year. Don't know if that's true or not, but apparently this might be his last year, which I think is which is very weird since he's been in the spectrum of coaching for a long time. Anyway, I have Michigan State advancing. Next up, the 4 versus the 13, you've got Lipscomb or Mississippi State. Let's be honest, and Mississippi State wanting revenge from last year losing in the first round to Tom Izzo's Michigan State. I think Mississippi State is just a better team I forgot their coach's name, but he's apparently a very good coach, and I don't really like Lipscomb as a team. I know they're good, I just don't. Next up, Michigan, North Carolina. Dusty May's team, Danny Wolf. I just think this. I know you all guys are always looking out for those 6-11 upsets, and I think this is a very pickable 6-11 upset. Actually, you know what? Give me North Carolina. R.J. Davis, Drake Powell, Ian Jackson. I think this team will beat Michigan. I think their coach. I forgot his name too. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting these coaches' names. I think North Carolina will pull out the upset. UConn, Princeton. I know Princeton had that run 2 years ago to the Sweet 16, but give me UConn, back-to-back champions. I don't think they're going to be back-to-back champions and lose in the first round. Give me UConn. Maryland, Texas. Give me Texas. Trey Johnson, such a great player in my opinion. I think Texas will. It will be a close one, but I think Texas will beat Maryland. Not much to say about it. And then we can pick Alabama. I don't really think there's anything to say about Alabama. They're Alabama. That's what you got to say. They're the top 8 team in the country. Norfolk State's barely holding on to a winning record. So that's why that's my logic to picking that. And Norfolk State. I don't know. I just think they'll win. Auburn, Lehigh, same thing. Auburn, the number 2 team in the country, if I'm correct. 100% chance they win. Lehigh, just barely holding on to that winning record, just like Norfolk State. I think Auburn, the Tigers, will win. I love this matchup. A dogfight. This will be a staple if this actually happens. I'm just so high on both. I'm high on both teams. I want West Virginia. I think West Virginia will win, beating teams like Gonzaga, Kansas, Arizona. I know Arizona isn't having a great year, but still, I think they'll win. But they still won. I think they'll make the tournament. Give me West Virginia. And plus, Dayton lost Kobe Bryant, which is big. Memphis, Bradley. I like Bradley. I think they've only lost one game, but I also like Memphis beating Clemson. And Clemson, they've beat UK. They beat some good teams, but they've also lost. Clemson also has lost to Boise State and South Carolina, but that's another point. So I'm not really feeling. I don't know how I feel about Memphis. I like them, but at the same time, I don't know. But I like Bradley too. I think I want to have a 12 seed. When is Bradley the one? No, I think Memphis will win with Tyrese Hunter at the helm. Houston, McNeese State. McNeese State just jumped into that ranking area, and I like that, in the bracketologies, and think they'll hold on to it. But I think Houston so much more experience than McNeese. They've been here back-to-back years, but Houston's been here so many more years, so much years more. I don't know who's on Houston's team that really good, but I just think the experience. I just think Houston's gonna win. Pitt, Texas Tech. Give me the 11-seeded Texas Tech. I know Pitt's got that point guard who's supposed to go to the NBA or something. Yeah, he's gonna do it in the NBA. But I like Texas Tech. I think they're out for revenge. To go out of the to go to at least the round of 32. Next up, Texas A&M, High Point. Buzz Williams versus High Point. I think High Point could be that Cinderella story team. But at the same time, I like Buzz Williams. I know that's not normal. I like Buzz Williams. I think he will win this game at least. I think High Point's a good team. I think they've got a pretty good record. But at the same time, Texas A&M is Texas A&M. Oh, something about Texas Tech. I know this is a little off topic. They do have JT Topic. That's not right. Oregon, Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado. Oh, wait. Oh, I skipped one. Oh, I'll keep it, though. Oregon, Northern Colorado. Oregon's a good team. They got Kwame Evans. I just think they'll destroy Northern Colorado, who's barely holding on to a winning streak. Utah State, Penn State. Utah State. Because they're going. I don't really remember if they won or not. I know they made the tournament last year. I think they made it again this year. I think at least they're going to be around a 32 team. All right, next side. Here's my look of it. So that's my prediction so far. Tennessee, Youngstown State. Youngstown State. No, I'm joking. Tennessee. I'm super high on Tennessee. 22 points. They beat my favorite team, Louisville. And I'm really high on them. Number 1 team in the country. Give me Tennessee. Cincinnati, Arkansas. I think those 8-9s are just a toss-up in my opinion, but I'm big Cincinnati to knock off Arkansas. Coach K, I just think he is not really great in March Madness ever since they won, and I think it was 2012. So give me Cincinnati making their first tournament appearance in a few years. Illinois, UC Irvine. I think Illinois will win too. I know I'm being a little chalk right now, but trust me, I like Illinois play, and I think this will happen. But this is where things get a little crazy. Grand Canyon, I have beating Kansas. Probably the most crazy upset. I am not high on that Kansas team. They've dropped off so much. They're preseason number 1. They're here. I just don't see them going far in the tournament this year. Next up, Purdue versus Drake. Here's another upset for you. Give me Drake. I'm so high on Drake. I think they'll be a team that goes to the Sweet 16, Elite 8. But that Purdue matchup is hard, but I just had to pick Drake to win. All right, next up, Kentucky, Kent State. I hate Kentucky. Kent State. You'll actually think I'd do that. No, of course not. Give me Kentucky. Kentucky, I don't like them, so, they just got to get a few good players. They beat Louisville. I'm not talking about them anymore. No more talking about UK. Next up, Clemson, Nebraska. I'm also a Clemson fan, if you didn't know. So, Clemson. I'm a Clemson basketball fan. Clemson wins. They are just a superior team, I think, than Nebraska. I don't even know if they'll make the tournament or not. Nebraska won't. I don't know. But I do have Clemson knocking off Nebraska. I like not PJ Hall, Ian Shefflin, and Chase Hunter. I think they'll win. Next up, Marquette, South Dakota State. Marquette. I know they're known for not being a great 2 seed, but I think they'll knock off the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. I'm not really high on South Dakota State, so that's really why I have it. All right, going on to my round of 32. You got Iowa State, Ohio State. I do like the Iowa State Cyclones to move on to the Sweet 16. I do. Iowa State is a team, like I said, that Milan Marvanic. I think Aaron Bradshaw, he's still not having a great year. As of right now, I know he'll probably do something in the tournament just to get his stock up. I just think Iowa State will win. Next up, Michigan State, Mississippi State. Give me Mississippi State. They're going for revenge. I picked Michigan State last year every time. Mississippi State's going for revenge this year. So give me the Sweet 16. It was a 50-50 shot. Give me Mississippi State. I love Mississippi State, okay? So give me them to win. North Carolina, UConn. Does North Carolina go on that Cinderella run again? I don't think so. I give me UConn. Too much experience. I know North Carolina's a blue, but back-to-back years they won the national championship. I think that's just enough to keep them on float this Sweet 16. And then there's Alabama who wins. Alabama, nothing really to say other than Alabama. I mean, they're just a great team, top 8 team. Texas had that opportunity, I think, and they blew it. So give me Alabama. Auburn, West Virginia. Yes, you saw that. You solved that. Give me the Mountaineers of West Virginia to beat Auburn. I know Auburn, maybe the number 2 team in the country. I don't like them. I just don't like them. To beat West Virginia. I'm so high on this West Virginia team. I think they'll win. Memphis, Houston. Memphis, not high on either of them, really. I said I was high on Memphis. I'm not really that high on them, but I am high enough to think that they will beat the Houston Cougars. The Texas teams, A&M, Tech. Give me A&M. No, give me Texas Tech, actually. JT Toppin, such a great team. I think they're trying to prove themselves that they deserve a spot. They deserve that spot in March. Next up, Oregon, Utah State. Give me Oregon. I'm so high on them. I just think that they will. I just think that they match up. I think they match up well against Utah State. Kwame Evans, like I said, they'll just win. Just trust me on that. Cincinnati, Tennessee. Tennessee wins. Tennessee, number 1 team in the country. I think they'll overpower Cincinnati. They were a preseason top 25 team. Cincinnati was, and they've just fell off. Illinois, Grand Canyon. Illinois. A bit of chalk, but still. Illinois wins. Illinois, they've got some of the best teams in the country. They got that European who's really good. I think they'll win. Drake, UK. Give me Drake. Drake. I said how high I am on them versus a team I hate. I think Drake wins to the Sweet 16. Next up, Clemson, Marquette. I do think the Tigers of Clemson upset. I know I'm a Clemson basketball fan, but I don't like Marquette. They're the worst 2 seed in the tournament. I think Clemson wins. People are probably shocked I didn't pick Nebraska. Boom. You see how that glitch? No, I'm joking. Give me Clemson. Clemson University wins to go on to the Sweet 16. All right, here's our Sweet 16. Iowa State, Mississippi State. Iowa State got out in the Sweet 16 last year. Mississippi State hasn't made that year. I think Iowa State wants to go to that Elite 8 so they can prove themselves. I think Iowa State. They need this Elite 8 spot, in my opinion. Never stay full chalk here. I think Alabama will be the team to beat UConn to go to the Elite 8. I've talked about Alabama. I like their coach and Nate Oates. I just think they'll beat UConn, even though Dan Hurley's their coach. Next up, West Virginia, Memphis. West Virginia. I'm so high on West Virginia this year. So incredibly high. Giving me them to beat Memphis. Like I said, I'm on Memphis. I'm high, but I'm not really that. I don't know. High on them. I think West Virginia wins. Texas Tech, Oregon. I love Oregon, but give me Texas Tech. The 11 seed to make that run to the Elite 8. Going for that proof run to show the country how good they are. Prove themselves. Next up, Tennessee, Illinois. Actually, Tennessee. Give me Tennessee. I feel like Illinois here, but Tennessee's the number 1 team in the country, and I just don't think you can stop them. I just really don't. I don't think a 5 seed has that power. Clemson, Drake. This is where Clemson falls in the Elite in the Sweet 16. Drake will knock them off. I think Drake's. I'm just so incredibly high on Drake. Now, would I be shocked if Clemson wins? I would not. Same with the Alabama UConn pick. Now we have Iowa State, Alabama. I think Bama goes to the Final Four back-to-back years. I do. I really do. I think Mark Sears is amazing. I love Jaden Stevenson. I just think this team is Final Four. Ready. Now we have Texas Tech, West Virginia. I'll be honest. Like I should be. I like West Virginia so much. I've said that so many times. West Virginia wins. We got Tennessee, Drake, Tennessee's Tennessee. Are we missing one? One sec. There's the Midwest bracket. East. They don't have a. So, Alabama wins. They only have 3 brackets, which is the problem about Joe Lenardi. Unless I'm like absolutely blind. And then after West Virginia, Tennessee. Give me West Virginia. Give me West Virginia. Give me. Probably call me a weirdo for that. I'm that high on West Virginia. But I do think the national champions will be the number 2 seed. Alabama Crimson Tide. Going for the natty. Sorry, West Virginia. I think Alabama wins. I don't know what's weird about that. But we'll look and see if I'm just blind as heck. Sorry for my music, though. That's 3. But I will tell you, I think it'll be Oregon who we play. Who Alabama would play. You're probably like, Alabama had that easy run, blah, blah, blah. In the comment section. You know what? Because of that, West Virginia's got to win. No, nope, yep. West Virginia, national champions of the basketball world. All right. Here we go. Let's double check, though. Just. Yep. All right, here we go. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. All right. Goodbye.